What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Cremo. This is episode number 30, and as we are into the business end of the season, the games are coming thick and fast, and you'll see us play three big games today: Burnley, Chelsea, and Leicester in the league. Obviously, Chelsea and Leicester, the teams around us battling for those European spots, so those will be two huge fixtures. Looking at the player stats tables, Taiwo absolutely dominating the league. He is the league top scorer, 29 goals in 28 games. He's also got 15 assists in that time as well. Henderson, only 5 clean sheets though in 28. Pretty disappointing. The start of the season, our defence started. We got a few clean sheets. We were doing pretty well. Towards the back end, we've gone back towards where we were last season, conceding a lot of goals. We're currently sat 6th in the league, 3 points off 4th with the game in hand. And looking at the calendar, with just 10 league games to go. 5 of the next 7 are against sides in the top half, and as we know, that group is so tight, so every point matters. As we head into the first game of the episode here, Burnley, the Clarets in 11th, so not pushing for anything. They're outside of that European group, well, European chasing group, and they're obviously not going to get relegated as well, so they're sort of in that middle ground. We did thump Burnley away 6-0. Brennan Johnson scoring a hat-trick after returning from injury. How we'd love him to return from injury now. Burnley also promoted to the Premier League in real life. So big congrats to Vincent Kompany there. Really excited to see what he can do in the Premier League as a manager. But going into this game, it'd be 1-0 early doors. Brereton Diaz continuing his hot form. I think that's like 15 goals in 18 games or something. His goals to game ratio is actually the best in the league. It's absolutely outrageous. He's been brilliant since coming in for the injured Brennan Johnson. We would make it 2-0 in the second half. Taiwo with a lovely finish after Lopez with a beautiful through ball. It's not the first time we've seen him make one of those brilliant threaded passes, and we would make it 2-0, and then Taiwo would turn into a provider, laying off to Alexis Vega, who absolutely smashed it home to make it 3-0. Burnley would get on the scoreboard, and there would be no clean sheet for us. Wout Weghorst, the Dutch striker, who's in absolutely incredible form for Burnley, 18 goals in 28 games for the Clarets, and he's 4th in the scoring charts. He's been unreal for them. He makes it 3-1, no clean sheet. We would restore that 3-goal cushion though. Awoniyi latching onto a tame pass at the Burnley back line. He lofts it over to Brereton Diaz, and the Chilean Trivela volleys it home. What a finish! And then with just a couple minutes to go, the Chilean would get his hat trick. What an impact he's had. When Johnson went down for the season, I thought we would be in trouble a little bit. I did know Diaz had it in him, but I did not think Diaz would almost have a better record than Johnson. His finishing has been outrageous, and he would get his hat-trick. 5-1 win over Burnley, 11-1 over the 2 games on aggregate against the newly promoted side. Very easy indeed. I'm just annoyed we didn't get the clean sheet. Brereton Diaz hat-trick, amazing. Awoniyi, that goal that he scored was his 30th league goal of the season as well. Unbelievable from him. He just missed out on the league top scorer last season. Mo Salah beat him to that. He is certainly going for it this season. And we're back to winning ways as well after drawing with Watford in the league. That was between 2 cup games as well, so that does feel like quite a long time ago. We're up to 5th now in the league, 3 points behind Chelsea with a game in hand, and we play the Blues next. Like I said at the start of the episode, 2 huge games coming up, Chelsea and Leicester. As you can see the table there, both teams in and around that European chasing pack. Chelsea sat in 4th, we're in 6th, 3 points separating us, but we do have a game in hand, so this fixture is huge. Obviously, if Chelsea go ahead of us, they'll be 6 points ahead and we'll have a game in hand still, but we need to pick up some points here at Stamford Bridge against a side who I think might have a 100% record against us, unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure they do. A huge tie indeed. Also, just love the iconic music that Chelsea play as they walk out to every home game. It is iconic. We go with the same 11 that thumped Burnley. It's a strong 11. I'm very happy with this team. Brereton Diaz and Awoniyi up top, absolutely flying right now. And straight from kickoff, we would get an early chance. Awoniyi picking the pocket of Koulibaly straight away, playing it to his strike partner Brereton Diaz. But the shot goes just wide. Mendy seemed pretty confident that it wouldn't go in. And then just a few minutes later, we would hit the post. Absolutely outrageous. Awoniyi found his strike, goes across Mendy, and it hits the post. Before this, now I was raging when this happened. Romain Perraud dives in on Schick. It's not malicious. It's not too late. He's just trying to slide in and get the ball. He misses, and the ref sends him off. I mean, what is that decision? 20 minutes in, we're down to 10 men. We have to make a sub. Matty Cash comes on. It's just not a red card for me. And then just to top it all off, a few minutes later, Raheem Sterling goes through the back of Nico Williams. A worse tackle, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments if maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. But I think this tackle is worse than the Perraud tackle. He's just gone through the back of him, chopped him, and he only gets the yellow. I mean, as if we weren't up against it enough anyway, we now had to play 70 minutes with 10 men. But I didn't let that get me down. You know, I still thought Awoniyi there had a decent chance to maybe put a shot on target, but he just couldn't bring the ball down. Henderson forced into a really good save, so fast off his line to deny Chilwell a proper opportunity. Henderson is fantastic off his line, honestly. He is so fast, and he's denied a lot of goals by rushing off the line. Nico Williams with a fantastic tackle on Sterling. That's how you tackle Sterling, all right? That's how you tackle Raheem. A brilliant tackle on the England winger to stop him going through on goal. But with just 10 minutes to go, there's only so much we could hold on. 10 men behind the ball. We were even still creating chances, but Chelsea's class did show. Patrick Schick bagging what would be a double in the end. He scores with pretty much the last kick of the game. He would make it 1-0 with a nice finish, and then make it 2-0, get his and Chelsea's second in injury time. Reece James pulling it back to the Czech forward, who thumps it into the top corner, and I'm pretty sure that's another game against Chelsea that we've lost. I mean, 60 minutes we played with 10 men before conceding. It was a really good effort from the boys, and I honestly think we would have got something from that game, a draw at the very least, if we had 11 men on the pitch. I just think it's just an outrage, really. They just, EA, sort your game. And if we're talking about EA sorting out their game as well, this annoyed me as well. The interviews, man, they need to update the interviews. The questions they're asking me are just boring, same questions. Ask me about the red card. Ask me about the controversial topics, make it interesting. Sorry, ran over. Anyway, that's full time. A tough one to take, but we move on. It's a huge loss in the race for the top four. We dropped down to 7th, actually. 5 points off the top four now. We're just going to have to try and bounce back. Looking at the youth academy, George Forster looks like an absolute baller, by the way. 78 to 94 potential, 2 million valuation already. Looking like a nice central player. We get him into the youth academy. Joseph Todd we promote as well to the first team and put him up for loan. We also convert him to a centre mid. Vega and Awoniyi both come to me and they just say, look, boss, very happy with the game time I'm getting at the moment. And obviously, Awoniyi we're happy with, but Vega, when he came back from his big injury, he was quite poor, and then he just flipped a switch and started bagging, and now he's been brilliant for us as well, really helping fill in for that empty Johnson hole we have in the team. As we enter the third and final game of the episode, and it's another huge game. Brendan Rodgers' Leicester. Well, not Brendan Rodgers' Leicester anymore, but in the game it is still his side. 6th v 7th, 1.1 position separating these two teams. Two teams you wouldn't be expected to push for European football. I know Leicester obviously ex-Premier League champions, but since then they have struggled in the league. Two teams that are really battling, not just for Europa Conference League, not just for Europa League, but maybe even for the top four. Champions League football is it's definitely achievable for one of these two teams. I think whoever wins this game, though, it'll be a big blow for them. Going into this game, we made one change to the side that lost at Chelsea. Obviously, the suspended Perraud is out, so Omar Richards comes in at left back. Very capable filler he is, Richards. I actually really like him as a cover for left back. And we would open the scoring very early doors. 10 minutes in, Taiwo and Ben linking up once again. Diaz with a nice finish, and then we have the chance to make it 2-0. Ball comes into the back stick, and Lopez should really do better. His shot is well saved before Brereton Diaz hits the post. Kepa, the former Chelsea shot stopper now at Leicester, forced into a few good saves before we would double the lead. On the stroke of half time, there was only 1 minute added on, and we were in the 4th minute. I don't really know how that's happened. That seems to be a bug with the game as well. we've had it go against us a few times, so I'm happy to see us on the receiving end of it, on the end of that positivity, and we would make it 2-0. And then going into the second half, normal order resumed. We dominated the game. We would make it 3-0. I won you with a shot saved by Kepa, but Lopez is first onto the scene to make it 3. Then in the second half, Leicester really bombed on, actually. I was dominating them for about 60 minutes. Then they really tried to get at least one goal. They hit the post twice through Ojeda and Maddison, and then forced Henderson into a good couple of saves before they would get their goal. Again, no clean sheet for us. Corner comes in, flicks on the near post, and Cunha is at the back post with a free header. He does really well to adjust his body and convert, but that would not affect the result. We would win 3-1. It's a huge victory against a rival, against a European rival. A massive victory. A great response after losing away at Chelsea. We go to Leicester and we win as well. It's another big result, and it's another big step forward towards European football. My aim at the start of this season was Europa League, Europa Conference League. We could well get Champions League. It might happen. The teams around us are slipping up a bit as well. We've been, consistent and then sometimes inconsistent. But if you look at it there, we're 6th. 6 points off the top 4, yes, but with a game in hand. I think we might be able to do it, potentially, if we buck our ideas up. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think we can reach Champions League? Maybe we can, maybe we can't. But that'll be it for today's episode. Another big episode in the season. We've only got a few more episodes left of this season, but if you're enjoying the save, drop it a like, and I'll catch you on the next episode of Realistic Career Mode very soon.